Hey, silly goosies. Welcome to But Seriously, the podcast where we dive into life's pivotal moments and how they shape who we are. I'm Taylor, and each week I'll be sitting down with guests from all walks of life to explore how different challenges and traumas can become stepping stones into one's own authenticity. This is not a how-to on healing, rather an open, heartfelt, and even sometimes hilarious conversation amongst friends. We'll laugh, maybe shed a tear, and remind ourselves that life just is not that serious. So lighten up, let go, and settle in as you join us for stories that are as funny as they are inspiring. This is But Seriously. Let's get started. Ari, I'm so excited to have you here.
This is super fun.
My inspiration, my motivation, even when I don't want you to be, because you always kick my ass.
We love it.
Ari is a trainer. I met him at the gym that me and the girls work out called Booty by Barbells. He is a professional athlete, a hot boy rugby player, full-time fun boy, all around fitness, wellness, health coach, personal trainer. I mean, content that you create, you're like you just amaze me nonstop.
We're working.
It's
been a busy year, and we're just trying to keep everything locked in, under control, dialed in, heading into year 30.
Oh my God, Ari, you're my little baby.
Year 30.
Sorry, my back is still killing me.
Okay,
I need to do more of your mobility exercises.
Yeah, we got to get that figured out.
Okay, Ari, give us a little background on what led you to live this just peak physical fitness life, your active lifestyle, got you into, your professional athlete doing rugby. Just give us a little who, what, why of Ari.
Yeah, for sure. So I started playing rugby when I was 14. I played football in the fall and soccer in the winter, and this is in high school, and I needed a spring sport to play. So my freshman football coach suggested I play rugby. Ended up falling in love, played in college at San Diego State, then signed a contract and played professionally with the San Diego Legion for a couple years. And kind of as that's been going and flowing, I did that for a little bit, and then I worked as a physical therapist aide. And that was kind of like my main job out of college. That was my major. I was a kinesiology with an emphasis in pre-PT.
Jesus Christ. Say that again?
Kinesiology with an emphasis in physical therapy. So that was my major in college. And then, just kind of building from there. And kind of as I was like going through, I wanted to focus on that and just kind of playing rugby and just kind of being in like that fitness wellness field just kind of combined and went really well together. So that was kind of like my mindset. And then kind of as I got a little bit older, I worked at a company called Water and Sports Physical Therapy for 4 years and learned a ton. That was kind of like what set me apart. I feel from other kind of like trainers is that type of background that I have and learned working in the trenches there. I mean, we would see 82 patients in 4 days. So we would see about 21 patients a day. We would work 4 days and do that. So we were like thrown to the wolves a little bit, but I learned and saw pretty much every single injury and how to like rehab and kind of like the next steps based on that. We're there for 4 years.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of hands-on.
A lot of hands-on. So we were doing that, and about in August 2021 or 2022. Yeah, this would have been August 2021. I branched out on my own, and I started Flink Fitness and was training clients one-on-one for a while, and then I want to say this was March 2023, March or April 2023, started working at Booty by Barbells. Wahid is my buddy, and obviously your friend as well. Yeah. And he had been trying to get me to join for a long time, like kind of asking me for a year or so. And finally I'm like, let's do it. And I was honestly, it was really, really good decision for me and just kind of helped grow my brand in an aspect of just kind of scalability and just being able to branch out and kind of niche myself a little bit more. Yeah. And just kind of learn how, because I'd never taught classes before that.
That was your first group fitness?
Yeah, that was my first group fitness. So there was like a lot of like learning how to do a class type situation. So that was a little bit of a learning curve, but I picked that up pretty quick. And then, yeah, I mean, I've been doing that for a while now, 2 years. And I mean, when I started, I didn't know. My goal was I'm going to give this a try and see how long I'm going to be able to do this. As long as I'm active playing rugby, I'm going to have this co-minded fitness job to help me on the rugby pitch and vice versa. So I didn't know if I would be able to be successful on it, if I'd really be able to make a living. So, I mean, the first year, 2 years were kind of a little bit tough, as most businesses are to start.
Gym too, right?
Yeah.
Was it just from an aspect of not enough people signing up, or just like in general, like they're not probably paying as well as they can because it's brand new?
For sure. So with I wasn't even necessarily with Booty by Barbells as much. It was more my like kind of like getting one-on-one clients and retaining that and being consistent in business on that end. And then as of April last year was that's kind of been my benchmark for when I kind of like made my break. And when I was like, I think I got three or four one-on-one clients at twice a week. And from then on, I've been slammed super busy through like the summer, through holidays. Like I've really averaged about 38 to 44 hours of clients and classes a week since then. And for the full year.
Full-time fucking job.
Yeah. So full-time job. Like I had been doing like some bartending on the side earlier to like kind of help it work out. But I mean, I quit that and I've just been doing fitness full-time there, plus rugby.
I think it should be required. I say this all the time. Like until like you enter like quote unquote the real world after college, everybody should work like in a service industry job or like a retail or your customer facing like that. Cause I mean, like you got to do it to make money, but fuck.
Yeah, 100%. And like, it's a lot of time, like on your feet. It's a lot of, you just have to, I mean, and I think like training and bartending, like it's a very social position. Like you have to be able to like,
especially training. Like, not actually Jess was just here talking about it, Peachy Pie.
Yeah.
And she was like, I tell my trainers that all the time. Like, it's not about, of course they want a good workout. Of course you want to build like a good sequence for them. But like, if you're not creating the community, if you're not creating like that relationship, they're not gonna, especially one-on-one.
Yeah. 100%. And that's something you learn like, and there's a lot of reasons why people hire a trainer. And one of the reasons, obviously, like you want to get fit, you want to work out, you want to be strong, all those things. But another reason is accountability. Another reason is like, and I learned this as a PT aide, was my boss came to me with a client and she was in like a ton of pain and she had a ton of back pain. And what my boss told me was, hey, like she's in a ton of pain right now, but a lot of it is mental for her. So if you talk and kind of communicate with her and like really make her feel safe through like kind of our workouts and what we're doing, her pain will help kind of go away. And this was
distraction?
Yeah, literally a distraction. And a lot of pain like that is mentally driven from us. So like she taught me this and I was like, no way will this work. And 6 to 8 weeks later, like she was completely pain-free and she'd had chronic back pain for 3 years.
I'm a hypochondriac.
Pretty much. I'm telling you, it's like in your head, pretty much. You got to get that sciatica done.
In my fucking head, dog.
No, you're good on that. It's not every situation, but no. But like that shocked me because I hadn't put that together. And I think the relationship between client and trainer is so essential to that, and just kind of how you grow and like all like your chats. Like, I mean, I'm making a content video of this coming up, but like, it's like different conversations you have with your trainer. Yeah. Right. So it's like you have the week. We have the weird weekend. Yeah. So we have the weekend warrior. One's like, oh, how's the weekend? Oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, how's last weekend? What are you doing 2 weekends from now? Oh, you're going across. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like, at all times. Always yes. But yeah, so you have that, and then you have like, it's like I'm gonna make like a bunch of them where it's like that one, and then you have like, oh, like how's the relationship life going? Oh, like how'd that go? How'd the love life talk. That's always an active one.
Yeah, I'm sure he works at the all-female gym, like you mentioned. So I'm sure we have lots of heartbreak stories.
It's like, and like being a trainer too, and a lot of people will hire a trainer recently out of a relationship, both for the physical aspect, but also the mental aspect too. So like that's always like kind of like a common thing. So
like post breakup
revenge bod. And on that note, I'm like, I was giving a little bit of time now that the sun's coming out a little bit, thinking about sending out a 6-week revenge bod program.
Maybe we should call it something else. I love it, but like, I don't know. I would be like, no.
Well, it's not, I wouldn't narrow it down to revenge bod, but I would say revenge bod plus like wedding plus travel. It's like, oh, I got Europe in 6 weeks. Let's grind. Ibiza.
I think I mentioned Ibiza every single episode I've had so far because I'm just really manifesting. I don't know how I'm going to afford to go another big ass trip in a couple short months, but I'm fucking spending my summer in Europe.
Let's do it. Yeah. We love it.
We're just going to figure it out. I love it. Yeah, I do think that's a great idea. What's her face? Kardashian. She did like a revenge bod thing.
Yeah, I like, and
like those, you got surgeries. I mean, you definitely work out too, but like, come on.
Yeah, and like the revenge bod is like, it's as I've been kind of like coming out with content, like I think a lot of the content that works is like you have to like have fun with it. Like there's got it, like it's good to have like the serious stuff, but you have to have like jokes within it. Like you have to have like doing a box jump and then having your face freeze and talk.
Have some of the funniest, I'm like, how much time does he have during the day? I'm not joking, Ari. I try to make a reel and it takes up my entire fucking afternoon. Like I don't know if I'm just dumb.
Well, so I'll tell you what happened for me because I didn't do it alone. I had to hire someone and I trade her. Thank you, Sarah.
Shout out Sarah.
Yeah, shout out Sarah. Yeah, I got you. Shout out Sarah. So like I trade Sarah once a week session and she does my content for me. So we kind of go back and forth on that.
Wait, that's genius. I need to start doing that. I should do it with yoga classes. Like give me a free haircut.
Yeah.
Do my classes.
The trade is the way to go. Like
I'm not utilizing this.
Yeah, the trade is super solid. So my goal of this year has been to get like at least once a week out. And I mean, heading into like mid-March, we've done that so far. We've been successful. And man, the content game it's another weapon. Like knowing what times to post, like what days, like for example,
there's so much
bullshit out there. And like, how do you like find like the right people? How is like, I'll post like something super informative and it'll get no views. And then I'll post something like with a TikTok sound and it's my highest viewed 6-second video.
How much views do you
and I'm not getting a lot at the moment. Like I think my highest is like 7,000, 8,000 views. Yeah.
Yeah. Pumped that I got like 3,000. I was like, I'm viral. Like, wait, that's like all your followers.
Yeah. It's like at least the follow. The key is reaching like the non-followers on that.
Yeah. They don't know how.
Yeah. And
I just discovered Insights. Apparently that's been a thing for years.
Oh yeah. I've been using Insights for a little bit, but it's like using it and then like knowing how to use it, which is
back in marketing. It's like my quote unquote big girl job. And I'm like, huh? Like,
I feel like marketing has changed so much over the last like even like 3-5 years where like you really have like Gen Zs with like a 1-up kind of advantage on that.
They're crushing it. Okay, so getting back to kind of, I guess, like your background real quick. You obviously, your original career path, what you studied kind of led you into this role, but what inspired you to go to school to study all of this health and wellness stuff? Was there like a milestone or something that happened in your earlier developmental years where you're like, this is my path?
Yeah. So I've always been like sports, like big sports guy. Like that's been like my mindset. I love like just kind of like pushing myself and like, it wasn't really like, I wish I had really focused on the gym a little bit more when I was younger. I was mostly just sports and didn't really have the gym on top of that. But the gym and sports are obviously intertwined and related. And kind of like as I was going through college or as I was in high school, I took a sports med class and I really kind of liked it. I'm like, okay, like I could see myself doing something along this line. And then kinesiology, with an emphasis in physical therapy, I'm like, okay, like I could be a physical therapist kind of going along that line. However, unfortunately, in like the current state of PT and what I kind of learned working as a physical therapist aide was just they didn't really make a ton of money. And like it's kind of how the field is situated. And it's not just that they don't make a lot of money with their contract. It's the fact that the income to debt ratio of how much debt you have to take out to go to school. So you have to do 3 extra years of school, and it's about 150K for that. So like you're going to like a doctorate school and then not getting paid like a doctor. So that's bullshit. Yeah, and it really is, and it's something they need to fix because a lot of people have different experience with PTs. I was lucky to work at a really solid physical therapy clinic. I mean, we worked with like many professional athletes. So like along the way, like yeah, we got Drew Brees in there. Oh, cool. Yeah, quarterback for the Saints. Yeah, there you go. Very good. Big sports girl. Big sports gal. Big sports gal. But like we had a bunch of them. Gerald McCoy was one of my favorites. He was a D tackle for the Bucks for a lot of the years. So a lot of words there. Yes. Big dude. He's about like 6'3", 260, like enormous dude. And great guy, like one of the coolest dudes that I've met. And just it was a really cool opportunity. We'd work with pro athletes, but then we worked with your everyday like mom and pop. So I really enjoyed what I did, but not like in order to really make it as a physical therapist, you kind of have to do you can't go through insurance. So when you had to go through insurance, you would shovel in clients one after another. That's why we saw 84 patients. And that was kind of the business model that made sense. But clients didn't love it because you're only getting 20 minutes. You have 3 clients in an hour. You're rushing through onto the next. It's kind of it's a really like shitty cycle. And that's why a lot of PTs will kind of branch out, start their own business and do like cash pay. So it's a little bit more expensive, but you get their full hour with them. And good PTs can, yeah. And it's a bunch of like, it's 1 hour of one-on-one, which you rarely see in like a PT field. Normally the PT will address you for like 20, 25 minutes, and then they'll hand you off to the PT assistant. Right. So your original job was more like quantity, not quality. And then you kind of shifted to quality. For sure. Yeah. 100%. And it's unfortunately, that's how it is a lot in the PT field, but that was kind of how I merged from PT to fitness, and kind of how I do a combination of that was 2 of my clients. They wanted to continue training after they were done. And eventually they're like, hey, can we like train with you to kind of like further what we're doing? So I ended up doing that. And one of them is I still train to this day. That's my 82-year-old client, Peter. He crushes it. Yeah. Whenever you post him, I'm like, this man is a legend. This guy, I've been training him for 5 years, once a week. He's not missed a week. He's like balancing on the Bosu ball, like doing single leg RDLs, pistol squats on the Bosu ball, like kettlebell swings. He's got like, he hiked the Camino in Europe. Like it's like a 300-400 mile hike. About 2 years ago. So when he turned 80, that's what he did. So we were training for that. And we've been like training him just kind of consistently throughout. He recently had some health issues that kind of came up, and we've been kind of like cruising through that. And I honestly really think like everyone trains for a different reason, but like I think like obviously aesthetics is a big reason why people work out, but the health and long-term benefits of working out are bar none. And the longevity effect. And not only is it the fountain of youth, but it's something that keeps you healthy. Like muscle is a shield for your body from diseases. Like it does so much for you, and you kind of learn and make those different changes along the way. Right. And I mean, women alone, right? When women hit 30, you develop their muscle mass, it just starts deteriorating if you're not lifting weights. Yeah. So men and women, but women specifically for this reason. So once you turn 30, you lose 1% of muscle mass every year. And women, as you get to in your like 30s, 40s, where you get perimenopausal, menopausal areas, that number increases. So it's so essential for women 30s, 40s, 50s to really be lifting, and to be lifting heavy weights in order to maintain their muscle mass, because their muscle mass will deteriorate so quickly. And it's kind of a lot of the marketing towards women in the gym space is always an issue that we kind of have tried to fight, because a lot of like, I mean, what did you grow up on in terms of like women lifting? Like,
nothing. It was
like
all like
skinny.
bones.
Yeah. So like we're talking like early 2000s magazines of like just like Paris Hilton, like super skinny, like anorexic, super unhealthy, but that was like that was the trend. And now I think we're leaning towards a much better trend of like let's like build as much lean muscle and stay as healthy and develop good eating patterns. And like food is like another big aspect of that, but like yes. I was definitely, you were waiting for that one to come in.
I mean, like I was always so frustrated last year because I was like, I've never felt healthier, but like I weigh the most, but it's because I'm eating so much protein, I'm lifting weights every day, and I'm like, well, I have more energy, I'm mentally not. Well, I'm still kind of a Looney Tune, but not definitely as kooky.
Yeah, that's more of a you thing, though. Generally.
So before we kind of dive on to, I really want to get into that aspect of the marketing and women and all that jazz. But you've obviously been doing this for a while now. What is your personal preference when it comes to training? I know, like, I feel like you're predominantly female based. Like, do you like training men or female better, and why?
No, I mean, I think I'm probably 60-40 on one-on-ones, girls to guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I'm like, I'm at booty, so I'm at booty for 10 hours. So like,
I'm at booty.
Yeah.
You're talking to, I'm like, you keep saying we're at booty. We're at booty. Like, what the fuck?
I know, it's such a great shorthand, right? Yeah. So like, I'm at booty 10 hours a week, and that's what like a lot of people see. So I think the perception is that I train mostly women, but I'd say it's probably about 60-40. I would say, honestly, I mean, I like training both. I'd say one way I lean towards training women more is I think women are just more uncomfortable in the field in general. So I love just teaching them a lot of kind of like skills. And I think the growth for women is because often they're starting like from a base of nothing or like very low experiences. You're able to see a ton of growth super quickly.
Yeah.
And like you can really just shoot up and see a lot of progress. And also just kind of learning like learning and untraining bad habits, where it comes back to like under eating and over cardio and over like
when you met me, I was doing all of those things.
Yes. Like under eating, over cardio. I mean, and like, and I'll get into this a little bit later too, but there's like 6 or 7 things that I focus on when someone comes to me, that you help measure, that if you're able to measure these things, your goals are going to be successful in terms of losing body fat and gaining lean muscle.
That was going to kind of be my next question is,
Yeah,
because you have such a vast variety of clients, all ages, like all that thing, different backgrounds, different starting levels. Do you have like a baseline starting approach, like the same thing that you do for everybody? Or do you kind of have to develop a different operating system for each person?
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about one-on-one is that they get to be individualized, and that's kind of, you pay for that individualized process along the way. So I guess I'll do a brief rundown on like the 6 or 7 things that I use to kind of help people achieve their goals. So like the first one, and like people will kind of differ for the amount of time working out, but I tell my clients, like, especially if you're doing one-on-one training, classes are a little bit different, but one-on-one 3 times a week is kind of like the baseline. So it's like 3 to 4 is fine. Like when you get to like the 5 or 6 range and you're doing like super intense, it's almost, you're getting to that overtraining point. So I never really kind of push to that extent. So like with me, my recommendation is 3 to 4 days of heavy training. So it's not just going through the motions. It's we're going through heavy lifting, and it doesn't have to be heavy weights. You can switch it up where maybe your reps are higher. Maybe you're doing more tempo. Maybe it's slower. Maybe we're holding at the top or at the bottom. So there's many different ways that you can help train your body to failure, because that's at the end of the day how you're going to see the most results. So One is training your body to failure during those lifts. Two is getting your nutrition, your macros dialed in, like, so your protein, carbs, and fat are your macronutrients, and finding your maintenance calorie rates. I don't want to get too scienccy here, but
no, please do. I mean, like, when you're talking about your major, I'm like, get sciencey, nerd out.
Yeah.
We want to know.
So like you have your maintenance calories is how many calories you burn a day. And depending on what your goal is, you want to be in either a surplus, a maintenance, or a deficit. And you don't want to be in that goal for a long time. And that's something a lot of people, and women specifically, struggle with, is they've been in this constant deficit, that they're in a repeated process and they've plateaued and they're not able to lose any more weight because they're not eating enough. That's in a situation where you reverse diet, which is something else. But it's going through that macro breakdown of protein, carbs, fat, whatever your distribution is. A standard one, you're consuming 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fat. And those are like the grams per your calories that you're going to have to intake. So for example, for me, let's say I weigh like 200 pounds, right? So a good kind of breakdown for that is if I'm doing a 40, 30, 30, I'm consuming about 200 grams of protein a day, and I'm doing about 250 grams of carbs, and I'm consuming about 90 grams of fat. And that's different compared to the person and how it is, obviously, but that's kind of like your standard breakdown there. So like the nutrition aspect, and that's very multifaceted. Yeah. Those first two are the two essential ones, but I wouldn't forget about the last 4 or 5 either, because they are super important, especially if you're doing the first two and you're like, why am I not seeing results? And I think we've chatted a little bit about this in the past too. So number 3 is sleep. So how are we getting our sleep in? Are we going like 7 to 9? Like maybe I'm super dialed 7 to 9, and then like the weekend happens and it goes to shit. It happens to me a fair amount as well. Yeah, work hard, we play hard, and it's important to have balance too, right? But 7 to 9 is super important, and that's when your body, if you're in a sleep deficit, that crushes your metabolism. You're not able to function, and your body's not working and able to do the processes that it needs. Number 4 is steps. So getting 8 to 10,000 steps a day, and just this will beat cardio any day of the week. If you're thinking like, man, like I really want to do like a HIIT cardio class, or like let me just go on like a hot girl walk. Something like that. Like
those are my favorite. Yeah,
like the hot girl walk honestly really beats cardio in that sense. And like just getting to that 10,000 step mark is super essential towards people getting their goals. And it's really hitting that zone 2 cardio where you're really able to see a lot of results there. So that's 4. Number 5 is hydrating. So minimum with water you want to be drinking. And remember, if you're drinking coffee and alcohol, you have to up this water intake. So half your body weight in fluid ounces is the standard. And for whatever reason, women are there you go. Cheers to that.
Yeah, hydration, Dude, I don't know what it is with me and water. I will drink a million other beverages before I go for my water. Yeah. And every time I drink it, I'm like, I'm so thirsty. What am I doing? What's wrong with me?
Yeah, women are like, I've experienced a lot of women who say the same thing. They just have trouble drinking water, and I don't know exactly what it is.
Lunch sometimes, like I think we're just busy gals.
Yeah, you guys are staying busy.
I'll be like, I have such a bad headache. Oh my god, and Jack will be like, when's last time you had water? Have you eaten? And I'm like, it's 3 p.m. and I haven't done either.
So, and that's like, those are like the simple things where it's like, oh, I feel like shit. Have you done this? Have you done this?
Stop. I'm like, fuck you, don't ask me that. Of course I haven't.
Like, you know the answer to that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then number 6 is like something also that like a lot of people don't think of as much, but it's cortisol. So stress, right? Yeah. So like stress is super important for how we kind of how our body is able to function and move well. So like if your stress is super high, be it at work, relationship, whatever it is, to the next, like you're really shooting yourself in the foot. And that's another thing why like high intensity interval training isn't great for you because you're putting your body in such a high stress environment. That's why, like, if your option is like a HIIT class over like strength training, lifting heavy, strength training, lifting heavy is always the move on that. Based on the goals that you want.
I do like those. I mean, I was doing way too much of it when I first met you and started training with you. I was going to like those yoga box sculpt classes, which I love. They're so fun. But I was doing that like 4 times a week. That's insane.
Yeah.
And now I do it once a week and I love it.
And that's not necessarily HIIT, I would say. I mean, like the whole time. Yeah, you're up, and I'm a very big fan of like diversifying your workout portfolio is what I call that. You do that with finances, you want to do that with your workouts as well. So like, and it's a good way to keep it fresh. Like throw in like a hot yoga sculpt, throw in like a Pilates, throw in throw in bar, like
hip hop booty.
Yeah, throw in a twerk class in there. Whatever it is, like I think that's really good for balance, but always try to maintain like you're hitting your 3 times a week. And that's why 3 is kind of like a good number, because if you're doing 3, then you can do like those other things and not get like bored or stale just based on one thing. Cause I think that happens to a lot of people as well. Oh yeah. Like it's hard to keep it interesting and fun because honestly, boring gets results. So like you have, as like a trainer, you have to kind of like find that intermediate aspect of we're doing the same thing. We're having progress, but you still have to switch it up every now and then. Yeah. Throw a Bosu ball in there every now and then, just to switch it up.
Bosu balls, sponsor this man.
I'm waiting for it.
I mean, that was so much information, but it was such good information. And it's really interesting. Like I've had an esthetician on here, a couple trainers on here, yoga teachers, and even the esthetician hit the note on the head for me. She said like, our bodies are like cars. Like you can keep going and get your tires changed if there's an issue, but if it's actually your axles or your rims or something that's causing the issue, you're not fixing it. She's like, you can be doing all of the right things, but if your stress is high, you're still gonna be getting pimples. You're not gonna lose the weight. Like it's like, it's doing all the things and then it goes to shit because you're not focusing on one of those.
For sure. And I've had clients where that's happened too, like where they're crushing like workouts. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this. We're crushing workouts, like hitting our protein high, like sleep, doing okay. But sleep. One of my clients in particular, like she was doing great in all like the harder things, but the sleep and stress aspect was really tough for her. And they go hand in hand for sure. And the work stress, I think, was a big thing for her. And we had been training since like April, and like it had come to like October, and like we hadn't really seen a ton of progress, and it was like kind of frustrating on both ends. So we're like trying to figure out a way around it, and just kind of like something clicked. And like, I think the stress aspect for her and sleep was really kind of prioritized. And I mean, she went in a 6-week plan after not seeing a ton of like really kind of staying the same in like the previous 5 months. In 6 weeks, she lost 3% body fat and gained 3 pounds of lean muscle.
What was your advice to her to kind of calm that down? Like, how did you guys manage that?
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of constantly just communicating that with her along the way. Yeah. Yeah. Like, and that's a big thing too. Like, I need to get back on this a little bit, but especially when I was doing this at the beginning, I would always end class with like diaphragmatic breathing. Yeah. And that's super important, right? When we're lifting heavy and like going through a class situation, heart rate's going to be up, you're moving. So in order for you to get your stress back down to get into your parasympathetic system, it's good to do that diaphragmatic breathing 3 to 5 minutes post class.
It just brings down the cortisol levels and helps your muscles start healing.
Yeah. So it literally brings down your cortisol and it jumpstarts your metabolism. So your fat is burning and your muscles are growing from that. So just because nothing is working,
your breath is amazing.
It's impeccable. And nothing is working when you're at a high state. It's about going high, getting that work in, and then bringing it down as fast as possible. So and then I had one more on that one. The 7th one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The 7th one is hormones, right? Because that's a big factor as well. Because I've had people, they're doing all 5, all 6 things. Well, they're like, what is going on? Like, so I'm like, okay, like for men, like you check your testosterone levels, like making sure you're all good on that end. And for women, it's your thyroid. So like hypothyroid, hyperthyroid, like those can be issues that are like helping you or prohibiting you from losing body fat and just achieving your goals there. So like always, like it's really always important to get your blood work done. I try to recommend that like once a year at the very least, and try to do it more than that if you can.
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing that changed my whole like perspective on health around too. Like instead of just like trying to push my body limits, I was like, I actually want to know what I need to do. I did like the hair test, the blood test, and like I was able to see which allergens were like kind of going against me, what foods I needed more. And like, I've never felt better. It was all from just doing that behind the scenes work.
Yeah, no, the gut health is a very big topic on that end. Gut health is very trendy right now. And it's honestly, it's a new thing that we're learning a lot about, and just how, and like just a little bit of bloating or gut health can lead to like brain fog and just mental like fatigue. And there's just so many levels to that we're still learning a lot of new information. That's the fun part about this, is that we are learning so much new shit every single day about it. So it's a good way to help from keeping you complacent and just to be continuously like learning more and more stuff as we can.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute. So there are a ton of trends. There's like hot topics in the fitness industry. Let's call it what it is. It's an industry. It's a business. Like it's $1 billion business where people pour tons of money because of they either want to feel healthy, look healthy, fit the mold, whatever it may be. I mean, do you find that there's like a giant misconception or like a bullshit trend out there that you just is constantly fueling your frustration?
Yeah, I mean, where do we get started here? But like, there's so much, and I feel for people because like social media and your algorithms, some people get hit with their algorithms like in just such a way where they're not able to find good information out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
you
get obsessed over it. And there's a lot of fitness influencer out there that are like look fit, they're super fit, but the reason why they're fit is not the exercises that they're showing, but they're showing trendy things, or they're showing like one thing after the next. Something they're selling 100%. And or they'll have like a BBL and then they'll sell like an ass package, it's like how to grow my butt in like 12 weeks. It's like pretty sure you got a BBL done, but like there's so much fake information out there. It's so important to find good stuff. I mean, specifically, I think kind of like the toughest or the most frustrating one for me, and that we're just like actively trying to fight, is just kind of like women specifically just lifting like really light weights and not really like
toning.
The toning and the toning is the big key, right? So like the main reason why women have been so opposed to lifting weights is because they don't want to turn into a bodybuilder, and bulky is like the big buzzword there. Like bulky, I mean, you don't know like how many times I've heard, I'm just trying to tone. I'm not trying to get too bulky.
I think I said that to you 100 times.
Yeah.
You're like, put more weight on it. And I'm like, no, I'm huge. My ass is fit in my pants.
I'm like, it's not quite how it works. It's like for me, it's like you're never gonna change how you're working out if you're doing it properly. You always want to be lifting heavy. It's what your diet is that changes whether you're in a surplus or when you're in a deficit. And the key to that is always kind of like building as much muscle as you can, and building as much muscle that gives you the toned look that you want. And that's the part that people are like beginning to understand. And when it clicks, it clicks. And not only do you feel better, you're healthier, you're not restricting your diet, you're not fucking hungry all the time, and you're able to like really enjoy life a lot more than having to like worry about your meal or like kind of do one thing to the next.
Right.
Yeah. And you just feel more comfortable in your body, and you're strong too. Like that's like a big benefit about it. Like
I feel such a badass for how much weight you got me to lift.
Yeah, I mean, like Taylor, you've hip thrusted like in the 350s
right?
ish.
No, like always, like it's just like so. Like I really left that gym being like I'm the strongest human being alive. Like it really does put such a confidence spin on your mental outlook on yourself. Like it's crazy. Even if I like feel like, oh, this is the heaviest I've been, or this is like I don't look the way I want to look. I like whenever I leave that gym, especially after like a 5x5 week, I'm like, I'm the fucking hottest, best thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm throwing around some big ass pieces of weight.
100%.
Lifting heavy shit.
Lifting heavy shit, putting it back down. And that's like something you want as well. Like the confidence to do hard things.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like
so much more than just the outward appearance.
The outward appearance. It's like there's so many levels to it. The confidence in doing hard things really goes a long way.
Yeah. So with that comes in mind, like that's kind of, I feel like at least for me and my fitness journey at Booty by Barbells, like I remember the time my algorithm was like all fitness people. I was like, they say comparisons like the thief of joy. And my outlook has totally changed on that. With the toxicity in the fitness industry around like body image, social media, that comparison, like how does that impact your like day to day with clients? Does it impact like your mental state ever either? Because I mean, this is like what you live and breathe all day, every day.
For sure, 100%. And like we always have these perceptions on ourselves. Like very rarely do we tell ourselves that you're good enough, right? So like that's always like you always have to be like. For me, it's always just constantly pushing myself. To the level that I know I can do, but also listening to my body when I know I need to rest. Like that's kind of like a big atmosphere and just a big mindset to have for that. And then in regards to the to just kind of like and like the trends and the toxicity, like with Instagram, and it's such a like a platform that I have to use, right? And you really need to use it for our jobs and what we do, but like you have to remember when you're at Instagram, you're looking at someone at their best, edited, great lighting, angles. Like you're not looking at them like first thing in the morning when they wake up, when they're feeling a little bloated, when they're feeling one way.
Those fake videos like just woke up. It's like negative.
Yeah, like it's like you're not fooling anyone. Like like you've been doing your 3-hour morning routine.
Like, oh my God.
Come on, God. I know I've been trying to film a day in the life. So that something like that is coming soon as well. I have to get my Bosu ball situated, but like
you can cuddle it in your sleep.
I mean, we're gonna brush our teeth on it for sure.
Oh, cute. Okay, so what would be your like advice to people, like any like men and women? I feel like too that's another thing. I just totally derailed my own question, but like I feel like it becomes more of a topic for women, the body image issue, but men totally struggle with this too.
100%. So I saw this quote the other day that you're more likely to be a millionaire than have a six pack. And I think that's morally like driven towards like
world, you'd have both.
100%. For me, it's like in kind of like that environment. It's so hard, but all you can do is trust the process, right? And all like the most successful people in the world, like they hire trainers, like they hire someone to help them out. Like it's knowing what your skill set is in your field and having someone to help. Like it's all about like asking for help. Like this confuses me. Like, and if I didn't know what I was looking at with all the information we have in our day and age at our fingertips, there's so much access to information via TikTok or Instagram, whatever it is, that it's hard to like stay on track with what actually like really works. So like all it is, and what I tell my clients is all you can do is trust in the process, stay consistent with yourself, never get too high and never get too low. You want to stay at kind of like that constant pace and put in the work, show up every day. That's the biggest thing. If you can show up, and showing up every day doesn't mean you're working out every day. Showing up can mean we're going on a walk. Today's a mobility day. We're stretching today. But showing up like every day, and like the glass, people think about this as well. The glass isn't always full when you show up. Sometimes it's down to here. Sometimes it's all the way down to the bottom. Sometimes it is full. It's about fighting through that, and anyone can work out when they're motivated. And like to go to the gym, it's like, okay, we're motivated, but how do you maintain that motivation? Yeah. How do you be consistent? How do you get to the gym? Do you do those hard things when you don't feel motivated? And that's kind of what separates the people who are successful in this and who aren't successful in this.
What would be your advice to somebody though, who's like new to this, right? So if they're struggling with body image and they're trying to learn that, what would be like your go-to, like this is what I would do if I were you? Or have you ever given yourself that advice?
No, for sure. Like I would hire a trainer, or like I just kind of like take it a day at a time. Like taking a day at a time.
Be gentle,
be gentle, ease into the process
we're just so hard on ourselves sometimes.
Yeah. And like here's another thing. Things take time.
Yeah.
We want a immediate reaction and like a light switch. We want that to be how our body is. And unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Also, if someone is selling you like a plan where it's like lose like 15, 20 pounds in 30 days, like that's not the way you want to lose weight. You want to lose about a half pound to a half pound a week. If you lose a lot. If you're losing like, and that's a big amount. If you're losing like a half pound a week, that's like 26 pounds by the end of the year. So like just something along those lines is slow and steady wins the race. Don't try to do it all at once and enjoy the process. That's kind of the biggest thing. If you can change your mindset to enjoying the process of improving, of getting better every day, of working even when you don't feel like it. Cause I know no one feels like they want to go to the gym every day, but you always feel happy after you win.
Right.
And chasing that part about it. And that's kind of like one of the main keys.
And
there.
I feel like finding a great gym you love too. Like, I mean, look at the booty, like our girls, the Goon Squad.
Yeah.
We hang out every morning. I love starting it. You build like a community.
Community like that is super important too. Like you have to make it fun. Yeah.
And then we're not going to get lost in the sauce and get sad about our bodies, or we have somebody to talk to. I feel like that's a huge part of it too. Just having somebody to like either vent about or set goals with, and then like you do it together and it's fun.
Yeah. The accountability aspect of working with and training with a partner or a group is like bar none super important with that.
So what's your perspective, I guess, on like mental health approach and wellness? I feel like they kind of can go hand in hand, and I feel like mental health has been a way bigger buzz topic over the past couple of years. It's not necessarily taboo to talk about, especially for men. I feel like for women, it's always like, oh, you can kind of talk about it. But have you felt like, do you see an improvement in your people that you train, like overall mental well-being, or have there been instances where they talk to you about like things that have improved on a health aspect for them that's not just from the physical side?
For sure. And I think that's a part of training as well, where a trainer is, and we talked about this earlier, as a trainer, you're a therapist for sure too. So like, it's about communicating like, and just knowing your body both physically, but like emotionally, just spiritually, just kind of covering all those bases there. And like mental health, especially with guys, has always kind of been like a tough topic to talk to other people about, especially with other guys. So it's always kind of like a little bit tricky, just kind of edging through that. But like once you kind of like start talking about it, and like there's always kind of like tough nuts to crack. But like one thing I'm good at is just kind of communicating with all different types of people. That's one of my skill sets, and like my like versatile, like something that I'm good at. But just being able to be like relatable and just kind of like what I get out, and like again, what I get out of this for me is I enjoy the process of helping people kind of achieve not only their best body, but their best self and their best performance, and having that be mentally strong, physically strong, spiritually strong, whatever it is for them. And that is a lot of benefit that I get out of that personally. And it really makes it worth what I do for a living. I really do. It's really beneficial for me.
I mean, it's very apparent that it makes you happy, because I mean, just speaking from experience and working with you, you can tell because you enjoy it. It's fun. I've learned so much from you, and I know other people have as well. Like, you can tell it's a true passion of yours. And I feel like you put yourself on the right path and followed those strengths, which is really important.
For sure. And like, ideally you want to have a job that you enjoy, that you like, because I know a lot of people that hate their job. They live for the weekends, but like, that wasn't my goal. Like maybe I could have made more money doing finance or something along those lines, but are you really like happy at that job? Are you really kind of like enjoying your life?
And
like,
it's not easy working for yourself. I mean, you have to do so much more work than you anticipate.
For sure.
You mentioned you're doing like 30, 40 hours a week on clients alone, but that doesn't count all the stuff you're doing on the back end.
100%. That doesn't include driving. It's definitely about 60 hour weeks.
Yeah. And then that's also like, you are obviously super fit. Like that also, you have to work out and do all that stuff for yourself too.
100.
When do you fucking sleep?
Yeah. I mean, that's the tough part about sleep too. I got practice 3 days a week. I finish practice 8:30. I have to eat, then I have to sleep, wake up for 5 a.m. class. So that's been a tough thing for me to kind of juggle in this last year as I've gotten super busy. And there's no like perfect way. Like for me, like it's about where do I get my food in? Because I don't want to eat so close to bedtime. Like just kind of like figuring out those tricks and what works for you. There's no one cookie cutter way that works for everyone. And that's why it's important to like find someone to work with you on like kind of like that one-on-one aspect. I think that goes a long way. And what happens with a lot of people is that sometimes all you need is to be shown like the right path, and like you don't have to like be working with this person forever. But if like someone can help you out for like a 3 to 6 month span, I think that has a lot of like benefits, and you're able to get a lot of like progress from that. If you want it more, like of course, like you can go for it more as well.
I couldn't agree more. Does rugby I know it's like a true passion for you, but do you find that that's kind of like your release, like your own personal release? Because I know you have to hit the gym and do all that jazz, but is that like more fun for you? Or are you like, is that still sometimes like kind of cloud your day to day? Are there moments where you're like, why the fuck am I doing this?
Yeah.
Only like, it's like the healing, it's your thing. Like my hot girl walks are my thing.
100%. Rugby is that for me. I mean, I've played rugby since I was 14. So this is year 16, year 15, year 16. And it's always been my outlet and something that has been with me regardless of where I've been in my life. So I've played rugby in 7 different countries. That's so cool. I've been able to, and like the rugby community, super tight knit, you meet people from all over the world, and it's a very open, inclusive community as well. Just really rugby values just like really are exceptional. And it's such a amazing part of the sport it's why it's the fastest growing sport in America right now.
I mean, when I went to your game, that was one of the most fun days I had last year. It was so much fun. I mean, rugby's crazy to watch. You guys are tremendously athletic. And like, I love your little short shorts and your little cute little cheerleading stuff.
There you go.
In the middle of the game.
Gotta let the lineouts are always a fan favorite.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, look at these hot men throwing themselves in the air.
It's always a fan favorite for sure.
It really is my favorite part though.
No, it's great. And rugby is like, it's literally been that, and kind of like, I guess this can kind of be a good lead in. So like when 2 years ago, three years ago now, I went to Israel to play in the Maccabi Olympics. So this is like the Jewish Olympics, right? So we went over there.
That's so cool.
And this was my first experience there, and got dialed in. I was fit, and in like a decently good shape. Could have been better, but I was decently fit. So we went in and we got a bronze medal, and then didn't place in the other event, which honestly was a little disappointing. So this was something I said to myself when I got back, and this is 2022 July. So I said, we have the next games, next 4 years. So this is coming up this July.
It'll be in Israel again?
Yeah. So you're going to be in Israel again. So next July, this is coming up. You're going to play as much high level rugby as you can. You're going to be the best shape of yourself as you can going into this next games, so that you can perform at your best, and that we can hopefully bring home a gold medal this time, multiple medals as well.
I mean, from an athletic perspective though, that must be tough. Like, how do you manage those expectations and competition and like your personal growth? Like that's a lot of self accountability
for sure. And the main thing with that is a goal. So if you set a goal, and like this helps with a lot of people and just doing a lot of things. So like people have a goal, like I want to run a marathon, or I'm going to Europe, or I'm doing like one Spartan race, whatever it is. Like I had a goal set. So I'm like, July 2025, I'm going to be 30, and I want to be physically in like the best shape of my life. So right now we're kind of at that spot. I've put on I was once, I gotten sick I got the flu right before I left last time. So
Ugh.
I lost like about 5 to 8 pounds. So I was about once.
You were really sick.
Yeah, I get one bad flu every 4 years. Bar none. Other than that, I don't really get sick, but one bad flu every 4
What's
years.
your secret remedies?
Yeah, just
a turmeric latte right now. Like turmeric saved me. It's
literally working out. That's keeping your metabolism high. But for me, like I was like, okay, like dialed in. I was 170. So right now, going into my season right now, I'm weighing 190. So I'm up 20 pounds, but still able to be at like a 10% body fat place. So I'm at a really good spot going into this next trip. And this also coincided to like my fitness journey. So like as I went to Israel my last time, I was in early stages of my business. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it. So I was really kind of like going back and forth. I'm like, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to keep this business going for the next 3 years. See where you're at. And if you can do it, that's great. If you can't, then you move on to something else. So see if you can make it big at that time and then come back to that final Israel trip. And I think this has kind of been what my rugby career has been leading up to. Kind of like this moment, like late June, early July, we'll be over there for 24 days. Yeah, it's going to be sick.
Are you like in Tel Aviv or?
Yeah, we're going to be staying in Tel Aviv.
I've never been, but my grandma told me that was her favorite place she'd ever been.
Tel Aviv.
The whole world.
So we went last time and Tel Aviv was pretty awesome. This unfortunately is more of a work trip and less of a Tel Aviv trip, but Tel Aviv is very similar to PB.
What?
Yeah. But like,
no way.
Yes. It's, I would say a little bit better. I should say San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very similar to San Diego and Sydney. I would characterize it as. Yeah.
So with your athletic journey, I mean, have you ever had any like crazy injuries from rugby? I mean, that sport, when I watch it, I'm just like, how is everybody walking away from this?
Yeah.
So
and I mean, that's like why, like, that's why, like, it's been very important for me to put on that extra weight. So like you make like a conscious choice. I'm like, okay, I know how to do this. What are my goals here? I want to put on 10 pounds of protection. So like, this is like my muscle I use for protection, to kind of get through the season. Cause I started the season at 190. I'm probably about 185 right now with all like the fitness cardio that we've been doing, but using that. And, for me, like I've had my fair share of injuries. I dislocated my thumb. I had a sprained MCL, high ankle sprain, but I've played 16 years and I've been pretty lucky. Like thumbs and ankles have been the worst for me. Yeah. Just like kind of a mild knee, but also with my PT background, I'm very proficient in like what we call like preventative work. Like just having your proprioception, the way you balance, the way you land, the way you feel your body in space is really important to those levels and keeping your body healthy and just being smart too. I'm like, I'm not 22 anymore also. And like, you have to treat your body differently. Warm up is different. Cool down is different. Maintenance is different. I'm saunaing more. Like we're like keeping our body fit. But we're also putting ourselves like in recovery and a good way to succeed. Like some of the things I did at 22, 23, I would not be able to get away with now. So you kind of learn how to adjust kind of as you get older. Like I may have like lost like a small step of speed, but I feel as well-rounded as I've ever been.
I mean, I feel like even just watching like sports nowadays too, and like in any sport that they play, these athletes are lasting longer and longer. And I feel like it's from us learning more about diet, mobility, like you said, the recovery and the warm-up stuff. It's just so impressive to see, because I remember like growing up watching like the Steelers play and stuff. People, when they have these sports industries, like it was like a traumatic thing for them. Like an athlete getting these huge injuries, like something like the spine or the knees, like it can fuck up your whole life. Yeah, your whole life.
And
the mental recovery from that
is the hardest part. And I've worked on this as an athlete and with athletes. So I took a class in college called sports psychology. And it was a really interesting class. And a lot of athletes struggle once they retire to really like find that adrenaline, find that like itch of like playing their sport again. And like and like mentally, if you get hurt, if you're injured, like how do you come with this? rugby has always been something that I've been able to identify as. What are you? I'm a rugby player. That's something that's an identity factor, and it's something that I haven't been able to let go to, and why I've played for so long. Where all my friends, all my teammates from college, we had a really good college group at San Diego State. We finished top 6 in the country when we were when we were seniors, 4th years, and yeah, I was able to. I'm really one of the only ones that are left playing.
Really?
Yeah.
What's like the normal age to normally stop? I guess
it really depends on your position too. Like with my position, probably sooner than later. Like
scorer or what are those called? They're not. Don't tell me.
You got it.
Tries.
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Yeah, you're the trier.
Yeah. So like, it's my job to like score tries and finish on the outside. But as you age, what deteriorates? Does size deteriorate more? Does speed deteriorate? So this, we'll get a little sciencey here, but we have what's called type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers. So type 1 muscle fibers are very trainable. That's like endurance, long distance. So anyone can train to run a marathon. You just have to want to do it. You could do it if you wanted to do it,
dude.
But
my knees would not allow that shit.
You could do it. You might, it would suck afterwards, but I'm telling you, so like you could train to do it, but you couldn't train. It's very hard to train to run faster, to maintain athleticism like that. That's kind of more like cardiovascular versus, we call that quick twitch type 2 muscle fibers. So that's the athletic muscle fibers. And that's how people are fast. People are explosive, and those diminish as you age faster than the other ones. And that's another reason why like those muscle fibers keep you young. And that's another reason why we do explosive movements, where we lift heavy, where we do quick twitch,
God, you're
like
just
activity stuff like that.
Well of knowledge.
I mean, it all relates together. You learn a lot like throughout the years from this.
Like I'm blown away by the things that come out of your mouth. I'm like, how? How many books do you read?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to read more. That's on my list. But I
feel like, what more? Like, you know so much about this stuff.
They all kind of like, this is interesting to me, so it doesn't feel like, it feels like fun. It's things that I like look at like in my spare time and stuff like that. But I mean, it's also like stuff I kind of learned in school and like that type of stuff as well.
I'm just blown away by you. I would like in one ear out the other. You couldn't tell me shit in school.
Yeah, I mean,
Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
The Ohio State. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not one of their proudest students, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though. In high school and college, you take a lot of classes that you really don't give a fuck about, to be honest.
And you knew like you wanted to do this.
Yeah, and I was able to. I learned that from like kind of like my senior year in high school to freshman year. Didn't know exactly where I was going to go with it, but I knew that this was a topic that interested me. And like, I've learned so much. I mean, what I've learned in school was 5% compared to what I've learned. Yeah. Like hands-on experience is 95% of that. Like being in the field, all the research, nutrition wise, seeing what works for some and what doesn't work for others. Like there's so many different factors, and it's fun. It's like, I enjoy the guessing game aspect of it. It's like, okay, like how do we optimally perform and like prepare you to be your best self? I liken it to like when Captain America like goes in and gets his like captain suit. I don't know if you've watched that. Yeah, you're familiar. But like it's like, how do we kind of like perform and like get you to be your best self in that sense? And like, what are the factors that are holding you back? What can we help fix? And it's all different kinds of levels like that.
What is the weirdest fitness trend you've ever tried for yourself?
For myself. Like weird in what way?
Just like something that you're like, why the fuck did I try this? I don't know. Like I've done like a carnivore thing. I've done a keto. Like what?
Yeah. Okay, so I've never done this, but
well then it's
Okay. Okay, so what have I done that's weird?
Nothing. You're perfect. You never tried like a weird fad.
No, I would say with diets, I've been pretty consistent with diets. I would say training, and this is just more me like ego lifting, right? Than anything. It's like and I'm still working on this, but I have a bet with a couple of my friends and all of us who can bench 315 in the first. And this is
my mind around.
So this is strictly like an ego lifting thing, and this is not recommended not recommended trainer advice at all. But it's just kind of like a ego lift. Like and I got to a point where I was hitting 295. I hit 295, barely got one, and that's been the heaviest I've been able to do.
So heavy.
Yes, it was heavy, and hopefully I can get up from that. But now that I'm like really focusing on kind of like rugby in that sense, like
I think you could hurt yourself.
Yes, and like that's why I'm like, okay, like no need to kind of push that. So that's probably
a great answer.
That's probably like one of like the stupidest things that I've done on that sense. I would say another one. Just like I've kind of been fighting with this neck injury throughout the summer, and like but like we're doing okay with it. Like I know, like it's just kind of like flaring up every now and then, but I mean we're been able to get through the season pretty damn solid. But
that's scary. And neck, you don't want to fuck with that.
You don't want to fuck with that. Do you know what a muscle up is?
No.
So it's when you go up, when you're doing like a pull up, but you get to the top of the pull up bar and you pull yourself up.
Oh,
so
like
you're
a little gymnast.
Yes, exactly. So it's like I was like dealing with like my neck injury, and I tried to muscle up, and I just like aggravated it. And this was in July, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
like it's so stupid. I then went to Hawaii for like the weekend, and my neck was like a huge issue the whole trip.
Not during the
not during the vacay, but yeah. So yeah, those are probably the top two.
Yeah, that just sounds like you said, that's ego. That's not like you can control that.
Yeah, so exactly. It's like ego lifting and like just on both ends.
I love it. Well, Ari, we are at the end of our segment, which is my favorite part, where we get a little bit closer. We ask some silly goose questions, some silly, some not so silly. So don't overthink it. It's dirty laundry time.
Let's get it.
Air your dirty laundry. Okay, question 1. What is the weirdest post you've made on social media for Flink Fitness? In your opinion?
We'll probably I think it has to. I don't think of it as weird anymore.
Like goofy, yeah.
I mean, I think probably it's like it'd have to be one of like our noodle bags posts. I would say probably the one where and again, I'm very like comfortable wearing a noodle bag, which is a Speedo for those that don't know. Well, that's the brand name. I'm friends with I'm close friends with the owners. So I'd be remiss to not call it by the name. We got to tag noodle bag on that. But yeah, so I'd probably like, it's one of my favorite photos. It's of me in the noodle bag with my tongue out.
Were you playing rugby on the beach?
I'm playing rugby on the beach. Noodle bag, tongues out.
Hot boy Ari in a noodle bag on the beach.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
And
the girls drool.
And there's another one of like we were doing like a noodle bag shoot on like the beach one of these days, and it's we're carrying one of my buddies who's the owner, Ian, and it's me and this other guy. We're just carrying him. We're all in noodle bags, and he's just a straight line. His body's completely straight, and we're just carrying him running into the water. It's a pretty funny still. So that's what I would get. That's what I got for most funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm not missing the next beach rugby game.
Beach rugby, October.
I know.
It's like
I was. If you don't remember October, everybody was getting fucking married.
Yeah. That's right.
Best weddings ever, but everybody was getting married.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the biggest bullshit fitness wellness product on the market right now that you absolutely despise?
Yeah. There are quite a few. Okay. Well, we can go into this, and so
yeah, just say it. It. No repercussions.
Yeah.
Judging you. It's a safe space.
So we got cold plunges.
You hate cold plunges?
Yes.
Oh shit! I literally got one on Amazon. It's out on my front. I mean, I've had it for months. I haven't set it up.
So it's not like there's a way to use it.
Okay.
And there's a way not to use it.
Okay.
And they've gotten really trendy, really popular. People are buying them for their backyards, front yards.
I'm a consumer.
Yeah.
I'm a big dum-dum.
No, but here's the thing. So the guy that invented RICE, so rest, ice, compression, elevation.
I was like, what? I thought you meant like.
No. No,
Let it be enough.
Thousands of years ago. So invented RICE, which is a rehab structure. Yeah. And he disproved it in like 2013 that ice actually stunts healing. Huh. So like an ice pack on anything would be
fooled you fuckers.
Like literally in the 70s, he came out with this, and he's like 2013. He's like, actually, this doesn't work. And what you should actually use is heat, range of motion, movement, elevation, kind of all those good things. But ice stunts your healing. So not only does it stunt your healing, but an ice bath first thing in the day is great. Like perfect, nothing wrong with that. Better than a cup of coffee. Jump starts your metabolism. There's something called brown fat, which is really good, and it helps you get rid of that as well.
What's brown fat?
Brown fat is a different type of fat that you have in your body. So like we can go into that on another time, but
there's something I'm like
so it's very helpful for that. However, I see this all the time, specifically at one of the gyms I train at, Ocean Pacific, is that people are cold plunging after they work out. So,
I mean, you see that in athlete movies and stuff, like sports movies. People after a hard practice or workout, they get in a tub of ice.
Yeah, and like it's wrong.
Huh.
Yeah, and again, working out and then after a game is different. Okay. So, like in the sense where, for example, it's called a sevens tournament in rugby, which is 7-on-7 rugby. I would play 3 games on one day, and then I would go into an ice bath for that 3 games the next day. Okay. And that would keep your legs somewhat fresh, ready to go. But doing an ice bath after you're lifting weights stunts 40% of your muscle growth.
Yeah. You think about it,
it shrinks everything on that sense, but everything in that sense. I swear it's ice.
Yeah. Sorry, it's got nice.
Yeah. Not normally like this. So like literally, it literally stunts your muscle growth. And your point in going to the gym is to build lean muscle. So like 40% of that is just going to shit if you go into an ice bath afterwards. So the correct way to do it, right? Because there are benefits, but I just see people use it wrong way all the time. So ice bath, then your workout, then sauna. That is the ideal way to do it, to hit in that trio. And I get it, it's hard. Like ice bathing you're working out early, like 6 a.m., 6:30. That's not fucking easy.
Not easy.
Yeah.
I mean, so we'd make a poor man's ice bath in the morning.
Yeah.
Fill a salad bowl with ice and water and put phases in it.
I love that.
It was great to wake up.
Yeah.
I bought one for our house. I'm like, this was what we can do in the mornings. But now I'm like, I don't want to get in a fucking tub of ice.
Yeah.
Like mentally, it sucks. I mean,
it sucks.
It's really beneficial. Yeah, I'm more of a sauna girl ever. Like, let me just roast in there.
Yeah, and the sauna has so many benefits as well. Like
steam and sauna.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Like 15 to 20 minutes. Like I was doing 15. Now I've upped my way to 20. They have a really good co-ed sauna at Ocean Pacific that gets to about 200 degrees.
Do people flirt in there
all the time?
Yeah.
I mean that's Ocean Pacific. Ocean Pacific is a very social gym.
I've seen like the Instagram stuff on it, and I've also have my friends who go there. I'm like, you dirty whores.
Yeah.
You're there to fuck. You there to work out.
100%. Like there's a lot of commingling that goes on.
Do people hook up in the sauna?
Not in the sauna,
but my God, I would die.
Not in
I mean, that'd be hot, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, that sauna is always packed. I mean, to be fair, I call it the co-ed sauna. It's like 90% dudes in it at all times.
Like hoping the girl comes.
Yeah,
the girl opens the door. She's like, "Fuck."
The girl will look. You'll see girls walk by, look in. They're like, "Nah, like not today." Not today.
Okay, Ari, do you have like a life motto or mantra that you like to repeat to yourself or remind yourself of daily?
Yeah, so like I like from the great Mike Tyson.
Yes.
Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Okay.
So I'll
because life. Yeah. You never know what life's gonna throw.
So like it's all about like adversity is going to happen, right? Things are going to happen. It's all about how you deal with that next step that dictates who you are as a person, right? So like your plans are rarely going to go the way that you expect it to go in life, in sports, in work, in relationships in general. But are you adaptable? Are you able to make it work for yourself? Are you able to compromise? Are you able to do all these things that help you like surmount these difficulties that you're facing? And that's kind of like a mindset that I use to really be pliable, to be like adjustable to each situation.
I love that. I think that's so true. The only thing that's certain about life is that it's fucking uncertain.
It's
you have no idea
uncertain. Yeah, 100%.
I need to get a more serious one. Mine's I'll try anything twice.
Yeah.
And my mantra is like, I'm sexy, I'm silly, I'm safe.
Yeah, I think that's a good alliteration too. Like,
I know, I'm all about the alliteration.
Alliterations are so in now.
They just captivate me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
Whenever I see alliteration, I'm like, nice.
Yeah, it's like so.
Three words together.
Flink Fitness. There you go. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, what is your biggest guilty pleasure right now?
My biggest guilty pleasure. So, are we talking food?
Whatever. I mean, or something naughty or whatever.
Yeah.
Guilty pleasure is.
Yeah.
Like mine's smut.
Oh yeah, you are a big book girl for sure.
Big book gal.
Big book gal.
I don't watch so much TV. I read all the time.
I'm trying to read more. I'm really trying to.
But like, I'm not reading intelligent shit. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I read fantasy and like, but there's always a romance plot.
Romance and that. So I've been trying to read Game of Thrones, and I got through I got through the first 3, and I'm like,
Fire and Ice. That's a dense one.
Yeah, it's a dense one, and I'm on the third one, and I haven't opened it up in maybe a year and a half. Yeah. But I was doing well.
I tried to reread Lord of the Rings last year, and I was like, God. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Lord of the Rings, but like, sometimes the deep fantasy ones that are written by men, I'm like, land the fucking plane. Let's go.
Who's your favorite character in Lord of the Rings?
Aragorn. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. He's a killer.
You know what? Hot take. I can't stand Frodo.
You can't stand Frodo?
I think he's a bitch.
I mean, they kind of make it about him, but I was always a Gimli versus Legolas.
Gimli's amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe just because I'm attracted to Viggo Mortensen so much. So maybe. No, actually, my favorite character is Gant. No, my favorite character is Treebeard, the Ents.
Yeah, Treebeard. I love that. I love that.
What am I saying? No, my favorite character of all time is the Ents. I fucking love the big trees. I'm like, you guys are it. I get it. I love you. So Treebeard for sure. Yeah. I'm such a fucking nerd.
Love that. we love that.
What is your least favorite food?
My least favorite food. Okay, so I was thinking about this. So because I will eat most things, right?
You're not a picky eater?
I used to be the pickiest eater. And then when I played rugby in New Zealand for a month when I was 19, and I lived with a family over there, and they were making delicious home cooked meals.
What's the cuisine like there? Isn't it like fried sheep all the time?
No, not at all. It's like very like organic, like whole food, like meals. Because New Zealand's one of the like last like untouched areas of the world.
Yeah, unlike America where everything's fucking poison.
Everything is fucking poison. So I didn't like fish. They made fish, and I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of good. And I learned to try things because if another family's cooking, like I'm not gonna say like, I'm not gonna be rude and not eat it. And
I'm in their household.
Yeah, I'm a hungry boy. I'm a growing boy here. I'm 19. Like I'm eating. So I ended up learning from that. So based on the question, I would say that I'm gonna go with. Does a condiment count?
Sure.
Yeah. So this is like something that a lot of people like that I don't like, and it's hot sauce. And it's kind of blasphemy.
Well, here's my thing. Is the reason I'm like not taken aback by that is because I have so many people in my life that douse everything they eat in hot sauce. And I'm like, you're taking away from the flavor.
You see, I enjoy tasting my food. I'm not a huge sauce guy in general.
Like on my tacos, I'll do a little like sriracha on my eggs. Fuck yeah. But I mean, Jack, for example, like I'll cook like a pasta dish and I look over and he's fucking putting hot sauce on it. And I'm like, use chili flakes, you Neanderthal. What the fuck are you doing?
And like people love that shit.
Yeah,
and like
all over the popcorn. I'm like, what are you doing?
And like for me, I would enjoy it, but I don't know what happens. I have this like adverse reaction to it where like even hot Cheetos. Do you not
spicy foods?
I don't like spicy food.
You don't okay, first of all, get that blasphemy out of your mouth. Kill me. I had that for dinner 3 nights ago.
Literally, I love Cheetos. I'll like the only thing I had in my house one time, Flaming Hot Cheetos. I'm eating it and I'm drinking water in between each one because each bite that I take, I'm like, my face is getting redder and redder. Like my forehead is just heating up.
You're just a white boy.
No, but like I'm like that's the thing. I feel uncultured, not liking spicy food.
No,
so I feel like I lose a little bit of culture points with that. So that one's always a little bit tough, but it's a reality. I gotta listen to my body there.
Reflex, but like I told you, I had a bag of Flaming Hot Cheetos for dinner a couple nights ago. It was the worst mistake ever.
I would say great for macros there.
I literally, as I was doing it, I was like, Ari's gonna punch me in the face. I love Flaming Hot Cheetos. They're like my favorite snack.
That's the favorite snack.
I just got my nails done, and the woman was doing my nails, and she's like, "Why are your hands red?" I was like, "Flaming Hot Cheetos."
I thought you were gonna say you asked for flaming hot as your color.
No, I had so much flaming hot underneath my nails that I was like, just paint them red.
Just paint them red. Paint the town red.
I'm disgusting. Okay, hot boy Ari, you're training all of us hot young friends. We all have so much fun together. You live in PB. You train at Ocean Pacific. You probably go on lots of dates. What is the worst first date you've ever been on? You don't have to drop names, but like, what was the crazy situation that happened?
Let's see. I've had I've been having a decent amount of these lately where
dates.
it won't even get to the date. It's like it'll be like cancellations day of. I've had over the last year or two, I've probably had maybe even the last year, I've probably had 6 or 7 cancellations on the day of or leading up before. I'm like, guys, I'm just trying
what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm just trying to take you out to dinner. It could really be that easy.
Yeah, we could just go on a quick jump around the
literally go to Kate Sessions for a picnic. That's a good.
Who would say no to Kate Sessions picnic? Yeah,
literally that's it. That's a great first date of mine that I like doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So if I was in the dating world, this is a woman, I would want to one, I'm big on voices, so I feel like I'd be like, I need to FaceTime or call you first.
For sure. And I've met these people before, so I don't use apps.
Okay, you don't use apps. That's
yeah.
I would make sure we're going on a walk first in a public place.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and
fuck that.
Yeah, I don't use apps. They're exactly. These are people that I've met and have showed interest, right? So that's the part that's kind of confusing on that end.
They're just kind of scared to take that.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? If you don't want to make that leap, I'm not going to force it. It's your loss, type thing, right?
What is when you go on a date or even a new friendship, anything what?
It's when they can't hold a conversation for sure. It's you have to be sociable. You have to be friendly, I mean, and you have to be able to flow, you got to be able to laugh. Those are kind of kind of the measurables where it's if this isn't happening, then this isn't kind of going forward.
Yeah.
I feel that's pretty standard, right? You got to be able to it's very important to laugh and
also make fun of yourself. I think people are just so. That's the whole thing of this podcast. Just take yourself less serious. It's not that serious, dog. We've all been through a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Make sure you're being resilient about it, moving forward, learning from it, and then just we got one life, dude. Take it a little less serious and just have some fun with it.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel I have so many icks.
Yeah, what are your icks?
Oh my god! I mean, mean the wait staff.
That's what I was gonna say as well, and I was gonna say that when you brought up the service industry thing. Oh, yeah. It's people who are rude to the server or
yapping it's taking so long. I'm shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
Yeah, that's the context of having worked in that environment. Yeah.
I'm also really, even though I just talked about my Cheeto hands, I'm a hypocrite. I'm big on hands. If I see a gross hands or somebody's not taking care of it, I'm just ugh. But also I don't want them to look super nice. Okay, I'm gonna make have some calluses.
Yeah, you gotta have some calluses there. Yeah,
calluses. Yeah, you gotta make sure you're looking good. But I good hands. Good
what is it? What does a bad hand look like to you?
Just lots of dirt under the fingernails.
Dirt under the fingernails.
Crusted blood. I think also really teeny tiny hands.
Okay, small hands. Yeah, tough. Tiny. Yeah, that'd be tough.
I also voice is a big one. You have a nice deep voice. Jack has a nice deep voice. cannot stand. And I know that's so shallow, but I just like a
squeaky high voice. Yeah.
Voice, can't do it. I'm trying to think what else is so many. My Maria said this the other day, my friend, men wearing flip-flops. I'm like, that's actually a really, really, really good one.
Wait, why?
Jeans and flip-flops.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm a big grounding guy, so all like.
That's so different.
Yes.
Like earth, all the I love earth.
Yeah.
Get your toes dirty.
Yeah.
I was like, actually, if I saw jeans and flip-flops, I'd run for the hell.
Yeah, I mean, I will not wear jeans.
In general.
Yeah, I won't wear jeans if I I hate that I have to wear jeans going out, to be honest.
Wear jeans? I don't think I've seen you in jeans. I feel like you should look like Fabletics, Lululemon. They have great like khaki like pants
that are like going out. I think
jogger.
Yeah, I think I need to get into that because I'm honestly sick of jeans and just wearing them out. Yeah.
I actually just got back into wearing jeans.
Yeah.
I used to not wear them at all, but all my jeans are super baggy.
I was gonna say, so are you doing like everyone's doing like the baggy jeans trend?
No, I just from losing weight, they're just baggy on me, and I'm like, it's in style. I don't buy new clothes.
Yeah, there you go. You're good to go.
Okay, Ari, what's your go-to dating move? Like, what's your go-to move when you're hitting on a gal? Or guy?
So I would say like an icebreaker type thing.
Yeah.
Like an icebreaker, I would say like, hey, like, I recognize you from somewhere. Like, do I know you from somewhere?
Oh, you play the do I know you game?
Yeah, do I know you? And like that.
And then this is where I go, and then you start picking up.
Yeah, it's like, oh, like do I know you from like San Diego State? Like, do I know you from the gym? Like, oh, like do you go to Ocean Pacific? Oh, like I must have seen you around.
Yeah. Oh, and then just get the cover, and then they start talking about things they do.
Yeah.
Sneaky yet efficient.
Yeah, no, that's normally a good one that I've been using for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the key is like icebreakers are not something I'm great at. So it's something that I'm like have to like tactically work on. Once you're talking, we're good to go.
I've got some good pickup lines I could give you.
What you got?
Hey, Ma, do you got an inhaler? Oh, no. Do you have an inhaler?
Yeah.
Because you got asthma. Asthma?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
I almost ruined it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, I'm on the spot now. I can't, but I have so many pickup lines.
Yeah. No, it's like, I think like, I mean.
I'm so glad I'm spoken for because I cannot handle the dating scene.
Yeah. Well, I feel like no one really uses like a pickup line like that. I don't know. I don't know.
You're right. I guess nowadays you guys have to be really careful about how you approach women. This whole Me Too.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, you it's like you can't really lead with that. Like you can get to that point.
I would totally get in trouble. If I was a guy, I feel like I'd be in trouble for sexual harassment.
Yeah, it's definitely a you got to be careful.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just how I talk to people.
No, I'd say no. I'd say stay being you.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay, Ari. Last part. I always have my guests ask a magic 8-ball question. It can be your deepest, darkest desires, or it can be just something silly and fun that you want. So go ahead and give this a magical.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that SpongeBob episode with the magic conch?
Yes.
I kind of feel like I want to get one of those at some point. 8-ball.
I think that would be great because, Lord of the Flies.
Wow, look at you. See, you're a reader.
Right. I mean, again, everyone read that in the high school, but Lord of the Flies, like you get the conch. Yeah. You can only speak when you have the conch. So you give it to the people when it's their turn to talk. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
I would say, or I'm going to say, because this is coming up, are we going to win a gold medal in Israel in 7s or 15s?
Yes, you are.
Come on.
Gold medal, bitch.
Come on. Without a doubt. Let's go. Locked in.
Fuck yeah. Well, babe, this was so much fun.
Super fun.
Thank you so much.
I had a great time.
I know. I'm so excited to have you here. We'll have you back for sure because we need more of your. I feel like we just dipped our toes in the wealth of knowledge that is Ari.
We're touching the surface, but.
Okay. Tell the people where they can find you, where you're training, your Instagram, all the stuff.
Yeah, so Instagram and TikTok. We're still working on the TikTok, but find me at Flink Fitness. I train at Booty by Barbells. First class is free, more than welcome to come in. And then if you're interested in one-on-one training, you can find me at Ocean Pacific or the gym. And then we do other gyms as well. We just kind of see what works for you. But those are my main spots. And don't forget Aqua-V as well. Yep.
I was gonna say hello.
Yeah.
Where we work.
Yeah. Don't forget Aqua-V as well. You have to be a member there in order to train with me, but would love to see you there as well.
Well, thanks, Ari. You're the best.
Yeah.
Great job, honey. You cooked. All right, you silly goosies. Thank you so much for tuning in to But Seriously. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at butseriously.pod and check out our website for upcoming events and exclusive merch. You can find all the links in our YouTube video description or on our Instagram page. See you next time.